Hello, everybody, and Chodesh Tov. Great months of the month of Kislev, the month of Sagittarius. What can I tell you? I mean, we've been through a lot in the last 2 years and more, and it seems astrologically there is a lot of release. I don't know how many of you are feeling it. There is like more clarity, more transparency, more real, more mercy, more kindness, more love in the air. And I don't need to tell you, I mean, the sign of Sagittarius, people are born in the sign of Sagittarius, if they choose a spiritual path, normally those people are an unbelievable people. They're normally born to lead spirituality. I'm not talking about some of the people who choose spirituality of manipulation, because Sagittarius can be the most manipulative sign in the zodiac. They're very good with lying. They know how to lie better than all other signs. They can lie, they can manipulate you, and they don't even feel guilty about it. But when Sagittarius start to grow into spirituality, they are it. Because after all, even if you look at Sagittarius, what's the planet that controls Sagittarius? It's Jupiter. And Jupiter is called Tzedek, the same planet that controls the month of Pisces. So the miracle, when is the miracle happened to the Israelite? In Hanukkah and in Purim. And in both area, it was people who've been activating the miracle to happen. What is that they use? What is that they do to reveal that miracle? It's called Mesirut Nefesh, self-sacrifice. What is Mesirut Nefesh? What is that Mesirut Nefesh? It means that you're willing to die for the cause in a way? Yes. Yes, when you're willing to die for the cause. But why is it like that? Well, the miracle itself is the essence of the Creator. What some companies call Order Chokhmah, light of wisdom, is what's coming from the Creator, what's coming from Mazalah, what's coming from those of you familiar with the 8 and the 13 part of the 13 attribute. Okay, Notzer Chesed, or Venakeh. That's where Atika, that's where all the Mazal come from. That's all the Nes, all the miracle come from there. All the miracle come from there. But you need a vehicle to reveal that. Where do you find a vehicle? In a behavior of humanity. That's what it calls self-sacrifice. When in the time of Purim and in the time of Hanukkah, people were ready to die for the sake of revealing spirituality in the world. People were ready to die for the truth. When you have people like that, of course it's activating all the power of tzedek, all the power of justice, all the power of the truth, all the power of miracle, all the power of the planet Jupiter, which happen to be the biggest planet. What does the biggest planet do? Give you whatever you need. But do you have a place where to put whatever you want or need? For that, my friend, you got to self-sacrifice. Well, we are not the Maccabees. We are not Mordechai and Esther. We're human beings. We are simple human beings, you and me. Simple people who would like very much to have a miracle this month, whatever miracle you want. But for that, a person has to do an action. And there is many type of action a person can do. For example, if you look at Yaakov Avinu, Yaakov the patriarch, the way he saved his life was when he gave all his money away to Eliphaz, the son of Esau. The son of Esau came to kill Jacob. That's what the story tells. He came to kill Jacob. Jacob told them, listen, take all my money away, and according to the law, if a person is poor, it's considered like he died. So that should be okay. So his self-sacrifice was the physicality. Some people have to be sometimes self-sacrifice of the entire soul, the entire body. Like Nachshon ben Aminadab, who jumped into the water. Like Moses, who was ready to die for the people. Revelation of the true essence of what the Creator is can be revealed through a vehicle or instrument of behavior. This month, my friend, has the power in it, the accessibility, the ability, the power to reveal anything that you want to achieve, everything you want to achieve, while you are making an effort. So all Sagittarius who get lazy, wake up. All Sagittarius who hope for good life, wake up. because good life will happen to you when you stand up and walk. And Sagittarius are very lucky people. All what they have to do is the first step. And you know it. You always have it easier than other sign. Every person who has Sagittarius in their chart of astrology, whatever is your moon in Sagittarius, or your rising Sagittarius, or you are Sagittarius, know that your life is, you have magic in your life. Things just happen for you. Why? Because you have Jupiter on your side. All what you need to be careful is laziness. Laziness in the months of Sagittarius, unfortunately blocking the ability of all the miracle you want. So get close to people who are quick, like Aries or Gemini, people who move quick. Stay next to them this month. So they will move you, they will push you. If it's volunteers, call, ask people, hey, can I volunteer more? Can I do more this month? What can I do more? Charity, what can I give more? In the month of Kislev and in the month of Adar, the 2 months of Jupiter, Kabbalists always give charity. This is the time. Why? Because they call it Netzach Ve'od. I cannot go into the details. What is Netzach Ve'od? It's 2 aspects of the Sfirot that relate to Tzedakah. So when you give charity in this time, give it with the idea that I'm sacrificing something. My soul. Because money is like your soul. It's what you work for. Anyway. So, let's go a little bit deeper into it. צירוף השם הנכבד המאיר בחודש כסלו הוא ו' Every month has a key to open the door. You have a door, you have a chamber of opportunity, and the door needs a key. You can have the most beautiful door, but if you don't have a key, I don't need to tell you, you try to get into your house and you forgot the key somewhere else. Beautiful house, beautiful door, but you're outside. You have to either break the window, break the door to get in, or you go back to look for the key. That key is the name of the Creator. What's the name of the Creator? Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud and Kei and Vav and Kei. Chokhmah, Binah, Zeran, Bin Malchut. But sometimes this name is in different order. Why is it different order? Depends on the chamber you try to get into. This month is Vav Yud Ei Hei. Meaning the month starts with Ze'er Anpin. As you can see, it starts with Chokhmah, then you go to Binah, then to Malchut. It shows you that you have to start with Vav. What is Vav? What is the letter? What is Ze'er Anpin represent? What is exactly that you got to do in this month? Ze'er Anpin represents 6 Sefirot. The Avot, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef. That's what Ze'er Anpin represent. Like the month telling you, you gotta act like Avraham. You gotta act like Yitzchak. Go read about them, see what they did. See the effort they did, and copy and paste it into your life. What pasuk, which verse this combination, keys, came from? Vayar Yoshev haaretz haknaani, and the Canaanite who live in the land saw it. It comes from Parashat Vayechi. Bereshit, Genesis, okay? If I'm not mistaken, chapter 50, verse 11. When was that say? When Yaakov died, and the whole Egypt was mourning the death of Jacob, the Canaanite, as they come to bury Jacob in the Machpelah, in Hebron, it says, Vayar Yoshev haaretz haknaani. The initial, Vav, Yud, A. So what? What does that mean? כשנטמן במערת המכפלה. לפי הקבלה בידינו היה דבר בכסלו, בימי החנוכה. When Yaakov was buried into the cave, when was it? In Kislev, in the month of Kislev, in the time of Hanukkah. כי יעקב אסף רגליו למיטה ביום א' תסוכות. We usually celebrate the death of Yaakov in the first day of Sukkot. So if it's the first day of Sukkot, which is Tetvav B'Tishrei, if you count how many days after that will be Tetvav B'Kislev, 2 months, that is 60 days, 60 days. So, כפי הקבלה שבינינו, הרמז בפסוק, יעקב נשא סוכתה, משלמים 70 יום בחנוכה. על כן נרמז שבע ציבור חודש כסלו נראה לי. מתברר אם ירצה השם בברך חנוכה. So, we understand that this combination is to open the key to connect to the whole concept of this month. Now, we know that that's the key to the chamber. So you have to understand the whole month. You got to look at that key, meditate, look at that key, print it, put it on your refrigerator. You gotta take it seriously. That's the key for the month. Now, to get the key, every key has a keychain. The keychain has another 2 letters. What is the 2 letters? בספר יצירה, it's in the book of formation, המליך אות סמך בשינה, he created the letter סמך, סמך, it looked like a circle, the סמך, בשינה, וקשר לו כתר. God crowned the letter סמך, and he made the letter סמך in charge of sleeping. You like to sleep? You don't sleep, you die. You gotta sleep. ותרסם זה וזה וצר בהם קשת בעולם. So God took the letter סמך, and with the letter סמך create the rainbow in the world, or the Sagittarius in the world, and the month of Kislev in the ear, and in the body, it's the stomach. Very interesting. Shena, sleeping. In this month, you're correcting your sleeping. And if you're experiencing lately that you're not sleeping very well, or you're sleeping too deep, it's already begin. The energy already begin. So the sleeping conditions start changing. What is sleeping? What is sleeping according to Zohar? Sleeping according to Zohar is part of death. You die. And then you come back to life every morning. That's why you say, thank you God for wake me up. Why you say thank you if it's normal? Because it's not normal. Every morning when you wake up, it's not normal. It's not considered normal at all. So why this game? Because what could be better in the morning than have gratitude? Nothing can be better than gratitude. So the letter Samech, together with the letter Gimel, because Gimel create Jupiter, Samech create the month of Kislev. What was last month's letter? Scorpio, Dalet, and Nun. Let's check it out. What the letter that come after Gimel? Dalet. What is the letter that comes after the letter Nun? Samech. So we have actually the letter Gimel come before Dalet. That's what I'm trying. Did I say that? I hope I said that. What is the letter that's coming after the letter Nun? Samech. So it's next to it. Now the Kabbalists said, why God put those 2 letters next to each other 1 month after another? Because when you take the last month's letter, Dalet means Dala. Dala means poor. What is the letter of Kislev? Sagittarius. Gimel. Gimel comes with the word Gomel. If you put them together, what do you get? Gomel Dalim. The one who support the poor. This month support every pain you went through last month. What about Samech Nun? What does Nun represent? Nofel, falling. What does the letter Samech mean? Somech. Somech means supporting. The one who support, the one who's about to fall. How do you say miracle in Hebrew? Anybody know? Nes. N-E-S. Nes. How do you write it in Hebrew? 2 letters. Nun and Samech. Meaning, Somech Noflim. You want to know what miracle is? When you are about to fall and something stop you from falling. That's miracle, my friend. You want to have miracle, unfortunately you have to have a risk before that the things that doesn't work. That's a miracle. For that reason, when you get to the month of Kislev, my friend, all angel of mercy are here. If you know somebody who's very sick, it's the time to pray for them. The whole month of Kislev, pray for them. Pray together in a group. Nothing is more powerful than to have a minyan on the month of Kislev together as a group. Nothing is more powerful. Any miracle you want. Test it and you will see. Test it. You'll see. I don't know when you're going to get it, but Friday morning, whatever. Why not? Why not? Get the group together. Make a Netz minyan and challenge me on that. You bring a list of people who need miracle and you will see the unbelievable thing. The entire month of Kislev, pray for miracle. It's accessible and available, but of course, there have to be an effort. Why? If you take the word Kislev without going to details, in Milui Maleh, it will become Avarachamim in Gematria, the master of mercy. This month is the master of mercy. Don't try to put it on the computer, it's too complicated for you guys, because it's out to write it. It's Kaf Pei with Samech Mem Kaf, it's complicated. So don't try to do the mathematical stuff. It's going to take you too much of your time. Anyway, so we need to understand, when we talk about people born in Sagittarius, the good news about them, things will go easy for them. The bad news about them, they will take it for granted. And that's why they will develop ego and laziness. That's why sleeping is in this month. Sleeping in this month. If they will be able to get out from just happen to them randomly, coincidentally, and create something on their own, anything they want will happen. Now, what happened in this month? Chanukah. What is Chanukah? Chanukah comes from the chinuch, educating. Who are you educating? Yourself. When the last time you look at yourself and say, I'm here to educate you? When the last time you look in the mirror and you say, I'm even ashamed to look at your face because you misbehave? Shame on you. When the last time you spoke to yourself like that? But not from a guilt. From shame on you. Now I'm going to take over my soul and I'm going to start fixing it. It can happen with the body too. People have been in the COVID at home for 6 months, no shave, no nothing, and they look at the mirror, they don't even know who the person is. They take a cup of coffee and they decide to go outside just to see the world. And one of my friends told me he went with a cup of coffee outside the house, just standing, and people passing by put some coin into the empty cup of coffee. They thought he's a beggar. He was looking that bad. Sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, this is bad. You went too far. It's time to stop it and take over your soul and start making it a change. So all the sign of Sagittarius, whoever married the sign of Sagittarius, need to understand that some of the Sagittarius have lack diplomacy. All fire signs have this issue. They're not the best with speaking, Even a lot of them can become public speaker, but one-on-one, they can insult you, and they will say, I'm sorry. They don't mean it usually when they say, I'm sorry, because they can never feel your pain. Not because they're bad people. They just have no idea what your pain is about. So they have no clue what you're talking about. They are not water sign. They are fire sign. And when they say, I'm sorry if I hurt you, they are more focused on the if, because they don't know that they hurt you. Okay? So Sagittarius can be really negative if they don't join a spiritual group or spiritual study, because they can be very much attached to physicality. So what Chanukah happened in this time, when we know that Chanukah is all about the Or HaGanuz. We know when God created this world, it's a Vayomer Elokim Yehi Or Vayehi Or. And God Elokim said, let it be light, and it was light. So the Kabbalists in Tikkun Hazor said, what does that mean, Yehi Or, Yehi Or? Why is the Torah mentioned it 2 times? Because the first light, he hid it for the righteous people to come, and the other light, he left a little bit of it in the world so we can be connect with, and from that we can be exist. But the first light is revealed once a year on the Chanukah. So when we light the candle is just a vehicle to connect to that energy. That's why those of you who know about the Nekudot, the vowel that you put under the Hebrew letters, and don't be shy to talk to my son Michael, and he will explain to you about the Nekudot, how to do the Segol, how to do the Patach. Every day is a different Nekudot, based on the Kavanah of the day, because every Nekudah is corresponding to a different level of consciousness. But let's go into more simple stuff. What can this month do for you, and what Chanukah can do for you? Women who never have babies, or never find the one, that's when you pray, Chanukah. Does women need to light Chanukiah? Of course. Of course, if you live alone, of course, light menorah. Yeah, yes, with smile, with happiness. Whoever light menorah, the Talmud said, Nitzal midin genom, save you from the afterlife issues. Now, that's what fascinates me. There is something called 13 attribute. 13 midot rachamim. When you read the 13 attribute of mercy, you have the eighth one, that Rabbi Isaac Luria write, that the eighth one is basically Notzer Chesed, which the Kabbalists call it Mazala. They call the 8 and the 13. Mazal Elyon, Mazal Tachton. Upper Mazal, lower Mazal. But called altogether called Mazala. Children, family, money, and how long a person is going to live, all coming from there. So all your relationship with people and children and family, your all money and your health on how long you're going to live, coming from that place. It doesn't come from what when we pray to God. You can pray to God, it will not help you. You have to penetrate above God to a place called Notzer Chesed. If you remember, when the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, God said to Moses, why they yelling to me? To me, M-E, meant this level is not good enough. They need to rise to above that. And the Zohar said, Atika Talia Milta. The words depends in Atika. If they want to make it, they have to tap into it. How many candles you light on Hanukkah? 8 candles for the 8 days. When is the Notzer Chesed word in the 13 attribute? The 8. Now you know. So the 8 candle every day, you are lighting one of the 13 attributes of mercy. And when you get to the 8 days, and hopefully we'll make a party here, we are tapping into the night that any miracle you want can happen, but of course, you got to make an effort. Either volunteers extra, donate more, help more, forgive more, you got to do something more. Self-sacrifice your ego. Now, when we look at the story is a bit disturbing. You have the Greek Empire, who basically didn't want to kill the Israelites, or the Jewish people, if you wanted. They just told them to stop study their Torah. And they wanted to study spirituality, but not from the Torah. That was the deal of the Greek. They want them to study the philosophical understanding of life. All the other nations who captured the Jew or the Israelite, kill them and make them slave. The Greek, no, they said, listen, no problem, stay alive, but practice our knowledge. It seemed like a good deal. It seemed like, wonderful. One of the great Kabbalists of all time, the student of Rabbi Naftali Merovshitz, his name is Divrei Chaim, Rabbi Chaim Mitzanz, the father of the movement called the Bobov movement. He yelled and screamed in his book against the concept of people till today, when I get to spirituality, without connecting the spirituality to the Creator. I give you an example. Some people, not far away from me, there is a yoga studio. Religiously, they park in the car, they have this mat, orange mat, blue mat, black mat, and they go in there, and they come back very happy. Of course, they stretch your body, you do this. It's a wonderful thing, and continue that every day. But it doesn't necessarily make you spiritual. So what makes you spiritual? Asked Divrei Chaim. Divrei Chaim said, so what is spirituality? Spirituality is first to understand that the way you see the universe, if you see the universe from the 5 senses, and then based on the 5 senses how you see it, you develop an opinion of spirituality, that's no longer spirituality, because the word spirituality is not physical. Tell us the Divrei Chaim, the Torah, our Torah, the Holy Torah, the Holy Tikkunei Zohar, the Holy Zohar, the Holy Kabbalistic understanding. You have to undress the body. And then you can fully understand what's going on. The Greek philosophy was trying to push the concept of recognize our physical universe. Recognize our physical universe through the 5 senses, and then through that to be spiritual. That was against all what the Torah teach. In the Torah, in our Torah, we are talking about God. But not God as a person. It's a force that created the spiritual world as we know it or don't know it, and the physical world. And if we would like to understand that God or that creator, we cannot use just 5 senses and time, space, and motion. Who is the Greek of today? Not nice to say. I have nothing against them. Scientists. Scientists use all the tools to prove a point. Can you prove them wrong? No. Because they use 5 senses to prove themselves right. Are they right? Yes. Yes. Are they know the distance between Venus and Mars? Yes. Can they figure out through that everything? The answer is never. Never. Abraham, without traveling to Mars or Venus, without having a telescope, and I'm sure some of your chuchim with wise brain, or the wise one, will say, well, he could see that Mars is red, that's why it's called red 4,000 years ago. How did he knew the weather on Venus 4,000 years ago? If you believe there is a creator to this universe, this message is for you. Then you go back to the boss. You cannot come up with your idea because you're a physical person. I saw something, that's why I feel it's spiritual, it's gonna be right. I feel. What do I feel? What is I feel? Your 5 senses feel it. As Divrei Chaim said, you're gonna get out of this physical world, connect to the Creator, connect to His book that's called the Torah, which is the blueprint of this creation, because what is Kabbalah? What is Kabbalah? The spiritual infrastructure of everything and manifesting into the physical world. The Torah is the bridge between the spiritual universe to the physical universe. Without the 5 senses. Rechaim is helping us to understand. You follow the Torah. You follow the Creator, not because you're religious, because it's a fact. You didn't create this world. How can you tell me what's right, what's wrong? Go back to the blueprint. Go back to the book. You know, it's like when you buy a computer, it's come with a booklet, right? How to use kind of a thing. You buy a bicycle, how to use. You buy a Peloton, how to use. The universe also comes with how to use. It's called the Torah. But it's not about the story with Jacob and Esau chasing him, and Balak and Bilam. No! There is code we have to find out. That's what the wisdom of Kabbalah coming in. That's how the book Tikkun HaZohar came in. What is the book Tikkun HaZohar? It takes one word, it's called Bereshit, and it breaks it down 70 meaning to the word Bereshit. What is telling you? There is so much more in the book that's called the Torah than what you think it is. For that reason, the Greek Empire want to undress the people of the Israelite, like the Israelite, from the Torah. And they said to them, write your Torah on the bull horn. Why dafka bull? Why dafka a bull? What is a bull? Well, if you read from the Ari, what's the name of the prayer in the morning? Ari, lion. What is the prayer of Mincha? Bull. What is the prayer of the evening? Eagle. Those 3 animals are in the Kisei HaKavod, are the throne of honor of God. And then you have Adam that prayed. You have human, which is Yaakov. The face of Yaakov is there. What does that teach you? That bull is the time of Mincha. Why do we call it Mincha? The prayer of Mincha of the afternoon. Menuchat Adinim. When our job in Mincha is to reduce the judgment. That's what we do. So they want us to write the Torah, which is the Torah is all giving and chesed. It's all Avraham. They want to change it into Gvura. And we didn't let them. We won. It was about Maccabee fighting the elephant and Judah. There. Nice story. Good. I mean, that's good. Good. It sell well. And Judy with the thing. It's all good. But that's not what happened. I mean, it happened. But there's more to what happened. We won the Gvurot. Maccabees mean Mi kamocha ba'elim Hashem. It's a code. Mi kamocha ba'elim Hashem. That's a Maccabees. They were able to bring mercy, kindness within to Gvorot. Even they look like a killer and they go to fight. What they're fighting? They're fighting that people will not trust the five senses. Sometimes you have to be a warrior. Sometimes you have to be not nice because people are going on the wrong path. If you see some people jumping from a building, will you scream at them and pull them by the ears? If the only way to save a person is by holding him by the mouth and the ear, will you pull them out of the balcony and save their life? Of course, yes. Is that judgment? If you tear his ear or you tear one of his teeth, it's painful, but you save his life. So it's mercy. The big picture is mercy. Don't look at those little deals that the Maccabee went to war. That looked like judgment, but it's a part of mercy because they want to remove the consciousness of the bull, Keren Hashor. So what does Hanukkah do for us? It's helping us to the light of the menorah to break down those five senses consciousness and to tap into the Or HaGanuz. Tap into that Or HaGanuz where I can see what the true reality. But I'm inviting you that I know I need help. I don't know about you. Gotta be careful with the ego this month. Careful with the ego. Like Sagittarius, it's a worse sign for the ego. More than Leo and Aries. Because Leo, they want to have the ego because they want to recognize the king. Aries, they want to recognize their action. Aries want when they do something to be impressed by what they do. Leo, they want to recognize who they are, not what they do. Sag is everything. So just be careful with the ego in this month. Because it's ganuz. It's a hidden light. It's not revealed light. When you work, sit next to your menorah. Light the menorah. Don't use the light of the menorah. You're not allowed. And when you use the light of the menorah, study next to it. Dance. Eat. This year, we have the merit of serving, doing Hanukkah, the American Army as a give back. Because we're donating about few times a year that we give money and food and whatever they need to the American Army. And we so enjoyed that to help as many people as we can as to give back. They invite us to come for Shabbat with them in Hanukkah. They asked me to speak there, so I'm really honored and excited about it. So just that. So last thing, I know I want to say it in Hanukkah, but I want to say the short version. Why Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel argue if you should, first night, have 8 candles and then have 1? And Hillel says have 1 and then have 8 candles in the end. Basically, both of them, we know that Tevat Noach, the Ark of Noach, stopped exactly in the month of Tevet. The flood stopped there. B'chodesh HaAsiri, which is Tevet. And the idea, Bet Shammai said, והמים הלכו הולך ופחות. The water went less and less every day. So Shammai said, if that went less and less, and it happened in Tevet, we got to do less and less candle. Hillel answered him, no, that's what you do in Sukkot. When you do the parim, the bulls that you sacrifice for the nation, every day you do less and less and less. That's already been taken care of. Sukkot, don't have to do it. Now you know Sukkot connect to Yaakov. I'm not going to go into it. The bull connect to the bull of Keren Hashor. Everything is there. But hopefully, Be'ezrat Hashem, hopefully Debbie will put it on my calendar that I'm going to teach you Ohev Israel on Hanukkah. When Hanukkah arrives, Bli Neder. If Debbie remind me, that's what I'm going to do. I want to wish you a great month of Sagittarius. Expect miracle to happen. Please, I need to know a list of people who need miracle. Those of you who want to join me for Shabbat, for Rosh Chodesh, for something, to do something together, that would be the greatest thing I can do for you. Thank you.